Do you like breakfast? Brunch? Or are you just a breathing human? If you are, you probably love a good plate of perfectly cooked hash browns. I mean, I don't know anyone who doesn't. The last restaurant I was a chef at, the hash browns had a cult following, and I kept them on the menu for lunch and dinner every single day. This is how good they are. The first thing you're going to do is take russet potatoes or another starchy potato like a white potato, put it into a pot, and cover it with water by like 2 inches. Bring that pot to a boil, turn the heat off, and remove the potatoes and allow them to cool. Now it's important, you want to cook about 5 pounds of potatoes at a time. If you cook a smaller batch, like you will see, this was a small batch I did, it is possible that there's not enough heat. The potatoes aren't cooked long enough and they can be undercooked and they will discolor, and you absolutely don't want that. You want them perfect, pearly white. You can see that potato on the bottom left hand side. That one's discoloring. They cook up just fine, but for the best results, just cook a 5 pound bag of potatoes, and it's gonna work just perfectly. And then you'll have an extra batch or two to put in the freezer, so you can just pull them out from the freezer and they cook perfectly. So to shred your potatoes using a grater, or you can use an attachment on a food mill or a stand mixer. Now, also important, you can see this is a lot of potatoes for a pan. It's going to look like a ton of potatoes. I have an 8-inch pan, and that's 12 ounces of potatoes, and I'm cooking these in pure rendered beef fat. Animal fat is the best thing to cook your hash browns in. You can see that I'm cooking this in a carbon steel pan. A cast iron skillet is good too. And you're using a spatula to mound the potatoes so that you can access the sides. See, I'm peeking underneath there, and the key here is the potatoes need to move as one. So when the mass of potatoes moves as one, we know that it is not going to stick, and we can flip them and it's going to be perfect. So I'm going to use my fish spatula, also very important because it's flexible, and I'm going to try to release that potato from the bottom of the pan. Boom. You can see there we go. It is released. It's a little bit more colored than I would like, but it's okay because we have two tries here because there's two sides to the hash browns. Now, once again, we're doing the same thing on the next side. I also seasoned these with plenty of flaky salt, but we're just going to free the potatoes from the bottom of the pan so that the mat of potatoes moves as one. Very important. You can see it's sliding around there. It's perfect. Also, keep the pan lubricated with plenty of fat. Don't be afraid of fat here. It's going to keep everything nice and crisp. And then we just flip it. Voila. There you go. This is tricky to get the hang of, but you can do it. I have faith in you. Finish that with some fresh cut chives and flaky salt, and that is some seriously good eating. The full recipe is on my website. There's a link at the top of the video description for that. Thanks for watching.